Yep.
Yep.
And this is how we about to start. It's Thursday, July 25th, early in the afternoon, the day that Deadpool and Wolverine dropped in movie theaters. But before we jump into all of that good stuff, this is season 2, episode 5 of Space the
Fuck out.
Yes. I'm hype. I'm happy to be back. It's been a little minute.
It has been a little minute, but it's been like 2 weeks.
2 weeks, yeah, but no worries. We got some stuff working for y'all, and we had to do a lot of things getting ourselves together.
We back and we better.
Better. Yeah. So, as always, we're going to have...
Reference.
That was who?
A Drake reference.
What song was that from?
I'm better.
Yeah, I don't remember that song.
Oh, my fault. That was Bryson Tiller.
Yeah. Shout out to B. Tiller. Yeah. He used to be great. One of my favorites. I don't know what's going on with him. But today's episode 5, which is entitled S.T.U.P.I.D, the acronym S.T.U.P.I.D. And it's what the F word, F-bomb, put the bomb sound in there. Boom. What the F is going on in the world? So that's our topic today for episode 5, what we want to talk about. But before we jump into that, if this is your first time and you are joining in with us, you would be considered a Smartian. So for the Smartians that's been with us from day one, you already know what we're about. If you go to our channel, when you start to watch old episodes, old seasons, or this is your first time tuning in, as I just mentioned, we're just two educators who became friends working in psych hospitals and the school district and other places, criminal justice systems. And we wanted to advocate not only for ourselves, our best friends, and our group of friends that we travel the world with, but for the young individuals that we mentored, we helped out throughout our lives, and we constantly try to be role models for. So we talk about everything from mental health issues to resources to help with those things, and how we've dealt with them in the past, to education and, you know, giving our perspective and point of views on society. What's going good with the world, what's going bad with the world, and our own opinions, to which we are entitled for. We talk about entertainment, from music, sports, to movies, to actors, and we talk about a little bit of the ratchetness that's going on in the world. We also highlight every episode a space the fuck out moment of the week, in which somebody was just so spaced out that they just did the dumbest things and didn't pay attention or have a notion why. So basically, that's what we are on this channel, you know, and we would like for you to enjoy us. So as always, like, comment, and subscribe. Make sure you tune in. And with that being said, you got anything before we do intros?
Nah, I don't have anything right now.
Okay. So
you want me to start with the intro first?
Well, first, let's talk about our sponsors.
Okay.
Before we get into the intro, because we're going to go full speed with that.
All right, cool.
So, as you all know, we're sponsored by ABL Catering Services, to which she always gives us meals beforehand. Let me fix this shirt. Sorry. So this week we got a homemade stuffed crust pizza, which was pepperoni, sausage, and 4 different types of cheeses. So I'm just letting you know.
Y'all trying to get me on solid.
I already had a slice before we started, but shout out to Bianca, ABL Catering Services. You see, I already took a bite out of mine. And Ninja Turtle food is my favorite food in the world. If you're from New York, everybody loves Ninja Turtle food.
You said Ninja Turtle?
Ninja Turtle food. Take them napkins. Other than that, future sponsors that we're working on, as always, we talk about gold because we have so much merch from gold, bracelets, chains, necklaces, everything, pendants. We also talk about Parrot Bay. We're always drinking Parrot Bay. Parrot Bay, if you want to fuck with your boys, holla at us.
We're not drinking today.
No, it's true.
We have enough drinks. We're not.
And I apologize for talking with food in my mouth, but other than that, the biggest thing that I want to show a highlight for, to which, because of this platform that we are on, because of the hard work that, you know, the Kingpin does when he reaches out and we add people, and we just appreciate, fashion. We appreciate the lifestyle. And through that, we were blessed to be able to find an artist, a creative artist, a fashion designer whose clothes we really like. Multiple episodes throughout our season, this season, I've worn some of his pieces, you've worn some of his pieces, and when we put it on Instagram and we gave a shout out to everybody who looks out for us, from Funny Boy Quill to Meatball, who not responding to us, but her Instagram got shut down 1.2 million, so now she mad. Should have fucked with us. To everybody from the 1-800
call me 1-800 call me something.
Yeah. From Homeboy, from Hudson to Subi to Nike, to Gucci, the Jordan ones, everybody who's messed with us, who we support and wear constantly. Engineered by Dre came through. He saw our stuff. He reposted our stuff. He supported us. We sent them a message saying just thank you. We really rock with you. And he sent us some crazy stuff in the DM saying he gonna look out for us. All thanks to this man doing the legwork to make that networking opportunity available.
That's the both of us.
Then he said, you know what? Because y'all support us, I got y'all. 2 days later. Overnight shipping.
Not even. Usually you wait in a week and some change. 2 days later, our package came, and I was just amazed at. And we actually thought about getting these shirts, but we just didn't get them this time around. But the crazy thing is, he sent us 2 shirts, different colors, different vibes, but both for our personalities. I feel like, in a way.
Perfect.
Right.
Throughout the DM, he like, yo, I got y'all. I'm gonna send y'all some merch. And when we got it, when you brought it to the house, bro, I like, honestly, when I went upstairs, I looked at it, knowing that I wanted this, knowing that when we do spend money, it's roughly like 150, 160 after taxes, and we want so much more merch that we already got our eyes on and pinned that we're gonna get. But when I like understood the concept that just because we're fans of his work, he sent us this and we got something for free, never thinking that this platform would take us this far, this fast, I was appreciative. So I'll showcase mine's first, to which I might throw one in the middle of the episode. I'm just going to keep it real with you. But if you know, before, when I was at the Sixers game, I had the Pardon Me. I feel like an artist when I get dressed shirt on. Last episode I had the I only want to save boobs for breast cancer awareness. I think I wore one in the very first episode as well. I'm not sure. And then on my Instagram, to which I'll put up, I had the first one on. I only want to work with friends. The original one that we both had. You had it on last week.
I had it on
the black one that we had on. So this is the new one, and it's the very organic. It's the lemon lime drop. Wait. It's the lemon lime drop that he sent us. And when I tell you, I got at least 10 pairs of sneakers that go perfect with this, including the Nike Air Max 1 Sprite collection pack. On the back, it says very organic. It says him on the front. And, you know, that's the acronym that everybody's saying they him. Exactly. Right. But this is crazy. Let me go this way. Yeah. I only want to work with friends. And, bruh, Engineered by Dre, like we said in the DM, once you come to Philly and you said you are coming, let's go. We got Poppy stores for you to hit up.
Yes.
We're going to take you to get some cheesesteaks. Supposedly, Angelo's is the best in the city, so we're going to try them. We're going to try Jim's, too. We got this water ice for you with some pretzels. We got vibes. You could even come to Applebee's with the crew.
Applebee's. we never turn down Applebee's.
We never turn down. We got our own table. We got our own waiter.
Right.
So you can come to Applebee's with the crew. We got you. We appreciate you.
And you know, you had the lemon drop. I took mine already out the plastic because I already hung it up when I got in. So I have the orange drop, this is very me, like orange. I really like darker colors.
They're doing crazy.
Again, they say very organic on the back. Pay attention to the details. Details are everything. I only want to work with friends. This is so dope. Like, again, like he didn't have to do what he did. Like, and we were so appreciative because stuff like this doesn't happen, especially to, small podcasts like we are. Like we just started getting recognition and stuff like that, and we have a small following, but you know, the fact that he's listening and he reposted and was willing to like send his merch, like that's amazing in itself.
That's
like,
big time.
That stuff doesn't even happen with other companies who watch us or see us
all the time,
you know.
So which we not throwing no shade because we appreciate y'all, but go watch every story that we mentioned them in. So we had celebrities. LL Cool J, he was rocking with us in the beginning, watching our story. A couple other people. So we're appreciative of everything. Local supporters and local Black-owned companies, fashion designers, and everything. We want to work with you guys as well, just so that we can promote your stuff on this podcast on the platform that we have, which is Space the Fuck Out. So if you got something, you could DM us, hit us up at SDFO23ENT on Instagram, YouTube, TikTok, Twitter, X, Facebook, MySpace, Christian Mingle, whatever the case.
Not Christian Mingle.
Whatever it may be. But with that being said, let's jump into the intros because we got a lot of great topics that we need to talk about on why the world is stupid and what the fuck is going on with them. That's my 3rd out of 5 curse words for the day, by the way.
Allegedly. So, intro. Only had an intro one time this whole time. So, I made an intro. So, it's a short one, but it's a good one. So, the guy to the left of me, which is to the right of y'all, if y'all watching from the television, he is the assistant. The assistant is the top 5 dean in all charter schools in Philly. So y'all can argue about who's top 4, because we already know who top 1, right? Highly intelligent and organized. So if you need if your life needs fixing, call the assistant and not Ilana, because she's not fixing nobody's lives no more.
Who?
Ilana, fix your life.
You know, I don't know nothing about that, bro.
Oh, not on my watch. Dog. See, dog, he is. Oh my God. Come on, man. Everybody know Ilana. She had a show on Oprah's network. But anyway, a man who will make every excuse in the book why he wins, but I cheated. Watch out for him. A man who will hop, skip, and jump whenever you need him. Always willing to talk. Watch out drinking around him, though.
Here we go.
He would tell you drunk less than him when you actually drunk more. So watch out for him. I think, and the crazy thing is, I think it's a you and Eddie thing, because y'all
Here we go with the racism. We go with the
not
Trump.
No. I'm just
Because me and
saying.
Eddie Mexican.
Y'all drink a lot and y'all like to discredit people who drink just as much, but be like, no, I ain't see you. No. So y'all like to do that a lot.
Yo, so is Eddie Mexican?
Yep.
Oh, okay, cool.
He voting for Trump.
Yo, you see the comments that Eddie be saying in our DMs, yo? The stuff that, yo, Eddie is crazy.
I know. That's why he should not be on the show.
At all.
Because he would get us all canceled.
Okay, since we want to go there, the man to the right of me, which is your left, Martians, he's an artist, a songwriter, a musician, and an entertainer. We talk about this on the daily. All platforms, especially music platforms, you could listen to Sounds of a Kingpin. That is definitely on there. That's his EP.
A new song coming out soon.
Thank God. He's a black man trying to make $1 out of 15 cents. That's a Tupac reference. If you know about his birthday in the Poconos, he dressed up as Tupac.
I did.
He's a 2-job working educator / mentor.
I'm tired.
He also is Bianca's younger brother who knows he has government protection level 5 by her when it comes to any topic or any conversation.
Lies.
He's the climate manager who will soon get his own statue from the kids at beep, can't say the school name, made out of Takis and cheese fries. He's a world traveler, a moviegoer, an Airbnb aficionado. He's a dreadhead with global stock in not only Boohoo or Coco Jones online fan club, but also Cinnabon. He's Mr. I take shots of Henny and Casamigos now, all of a sudden. But lastly, Mr. When I die in 50 years from now, I want y'all to play Not Like Us at my funeral. And I want the deacons to be crip walking during my eulogy. The one and only, the Kingpin, a.k.a. the guy who is about to pass up on Coco Jones if she don't answer his DMs and start talking to JT from the City Girls.
That was funny. Not Like Us is definitely not being played or people crip walking at my funeral. Make sure we have Jasmine Sullivan or Kiki Wyatt singing. Thank you.
All right, before we jump into it, let's do Talk to Me Nicely. So Talk to Me Nicely, as always, and, Smartians, we want you to start to do this even with your families. It's something that's very helpful that can, get you through the day, whether you start in the morning or at nighttime. Just as a recap, you talk about three feelings that you have, a goal that you are working on, which is short-term and long-term, and a dream that you have, an aspiration. Would you like to start or you want me to start?
I could,
go ahead.
You could.
You sure? That's up to you.
I think exhausted would be one. Because although we have our summers off, we still work part-time jobs. So our part-time jobs, we're working like we're full-time.
Mm-hmm.
So that's what my summer been doing, and just trying to manage everything else. And nowadays you need two jobs to be able to do what you want to do. What's another? You said two feelings in a dream, right?
Three feelings.
I said exhausted. Hopeful. Again, I'm always having that. The grass is greener on the other side, and be patient. And when I mean by grass is greener on the other side, it's a saying, but eventually, you're going to be in a predicament where, the grass will be greener, and your situation and your circumstances will be much better. So, hopeful, and I will also say determined. I'm always looking for ways not to give up, and just be determined to, reach my goals in every way possible. Rather, there's me adding 2 hours extra into doing homework, or, writing music that haven't been released. So just keep working on my craft, and also working on our craft together, and making this podcast the best thing possible. A dream, always going to be financial freedom.
Amen.
For me. Financial freedom brings so much, again, freedom to do what you want to do. And of course, if I had that luxury of having way more money, I would still work, but wouldn't work as much, and have time to actually travel, and take a couple trips in the summer if I want to, How about you, my brother?
Yeah, we had deep conversations on that. Three feelings. Blessed, of course. God woke me up. I'm on the right side of the dirt.
Holly favorite.
Another feeling is humored because of so much stuff that's going on. When we have personal journeys or certain goals and aspirations for yourself, everybody in the world, especially when you put it on social media. So let's put it like this: with the weight loss journey and everything that I'm going on, and my challenge, the 75 challenge for the summer and everything, and I'm knocking out the weight. Every time I used to put something up, I would have people having comments or leaving comments. Oh, this form is wrong. Oh, you should do this, or you should take that, or you shouldn't do this and that. Everybody is all of a sudden a critic, a personal trainer, a nutritionist, and all of that. And I don't want to hear that, because I always give out the invite. Oh, come work out with me. Come do this. The midnight run that I did a couple weeks ago, when I'm knocking out the miles and all that, midnight run, understanding that I do jog, I do run, but I also walk, and I walk kind of faster than most people can jog or run. So I was getting to it or whatever, and people still had their comments to say, oh, well, you did the midnight run and it was this amount of time, so you was averaging this time per lap. And I'm like, bro, it was 2,000 people out there. I got to weave through. They had kids out there, but nonetheless, that's why I stopped putting stuff on social media when it comes to my working out and all of that, because I know what my focus is, and me actually entertaining that humor me to the point where, you know, I was getting a little frustrated and I was about to snap back, but I got to learn to watch my tongue,
take a step back,
mind my mouth, in my comments. And then finally, just grateful. The reason why I say grateful for the support systems that I have, as I always talk about when it comes from God, family, extended family, Bianca, this man to me, the friends that I've had in my life that I may have done wrong or I may not have talked to in a very long time and may feel some type of way. I apologize, but I am grateful for the support system. A dream, as always, that we've talked about. We just had this discussion earlier the day before we even came to the studio. Financial freedom. Money is the root of all happiness for me. And I know if I had the financial freedom, I too still will work, but I will work according and go by the the beat of my own drum, meaning I would feel so much more relaxed because I've had the passive income coming in on this side, and I've had the freedom to do and choose to do anything I want from the money. And I would say, okay, I'm bored, or I don't want to have an idle mind, so let me go to work and be able to benefit. And I know that at work, I'm not working because I have to get this paycheck because I have to pay this off. I'm working because I have true intentions from it. And also be able to travel the way we want to travel, the way we talked about that. Whereas though it could be like, yo, we got off of school, we got a couple extra days, let's just go here. We ain't been here before, let's just get up and travel. Not to go to the mall, not to buy all this type of stuff, because fashion wise, like the world is starting to get boring, I guess I should say. It's just too much going on. There's no authenticity or supply and demand for anything no more. So fashion wise, it's a lot going on. But that's my dream and my goal. So financial stability. But I've learned through this with you, and then when we watch and we recap and other people watch and we talk about talk to me nicely, to talk about your feelings, you talk them into fruition. And what I learned before is that you should never say I am anything negative. So I am going to make it. I am going to be financially stable. I am going to be amazing. I am going to lose the weight. So we speak it into existence. It goes onto God's ears, and that's what we have been doing. And ever since I believe it was the last episode where we talk about AAA, anguish, anxiety, accountability, a lot of things have been becoming easier to get off our chest and to, you know, speak on and talk about. And it gives us better moments of clarity. You know what I mean? We just saw, we're not going to dive into it, but AGE knows about it. But we just saw how helpful our last Applebee's run was because of that. It's off my chest. Okay, it's out there. It's not even that big of a deal no more, because who gives a fuck? That's four. One more. But other than that, I'm good. Okay, so would we like to talk about the fashion real quick, or or do you want to jump straight into it? Because we got some. Listen,
we could jump straight into it.
Okay.
You know? You want to talk? We could talk about the music first, and then ease into
everything else.
Everything else.
So music wise, let's go with the small. Let's build up small to large. As I talked to you about, where we was going back and forth with this, Megan Thee Stallion, Mamamushi, or whatever the name is, Tekashi Asa, I'm a star. Listen, that's a great song. I like how the Japanese guy came on. He started rapping or whatever. It's very catchy. It's blowing up around the world. It's becoming a big hit. It's not as big as we know who we about to talk to, but she just shot the video. The video was finished today.
Yeah, she shot it in Japan.
She shot it in Japan, and she tried to get like the anime and all of that, but they wasn't trying to allow her because, you know, that's coins that could come from it. But I mean, it's a big song. It's popular. I do look forward to the video. Meg has been on the roll right now. I told you before, I really wasn't a fan. Then when she dropped the song where she had the cobra with the skin talking about party and all that type of stuff, I became a fan. And now just seeing how, I guess you could say, authentic she is, even with losing all that weight, she's still, you know, the stallion. I rock with Meg, so I like the trajectory that Meg has, and this song is catchy. I listen to it for sure.
Yeah. The Meg album, she could have kept it. I'm gonna be honest.
True.
I will say that this song definitely sticks out of all the tracks. Also it's catchy. It's a TikTok song. It has a dance to it, so everybody vibing to it. And I hear that it is the #1 song that has been increasing in sales every week. So potentially it could be a top 10, potentially top 10 or top 1, #1 song. Meg, keep doing your thing. I do want her to work on her sound. Sonically, I just feel like she sounds the same in most of her songs, and it just sounds like one big song. But Meg, like, I really think you're dope. Fever was definitely still my favorite project, and I'm still pissed off about that whole video concept that you had. That movie you had for Fever went away. Maybe that was because of Carl Crawford Davis, or her label that she had issues with.
Gotcha.
I know it's Carl something.
I know what you're talking about. She wasn't getting no money from them.
So that's probably why it got. But they shot it, but it just had never been released.
Right.
But I really want her to work on her sound, because I just feel like she's big, but the music don't
punch the way
it don't like. It's like Beyonce, and if Beyonce, I don't know if Beyonce came. I'm trying to think of a song, like if she just came out with a regular song, a regular album with people not listening to it, and it's like, oh, you're Beyonce, but the music is down here, but you're such a big artist. I just feel like Meg is such a big artist, but it just, her music don't level out to be like
where it should be.
And
we're going to air quote sonically,
yeah,
because that's some of the research that I did on a couple of our topics. That's how I feel too. Sonically, I know what you mean though, because even at the BET Awards, when we watched that performance for her and Glorilla, when she starts rapping, she has a certain sound, like, oh, that's Meg, and she do her and that, that changes her pitch. But then when Glorilla started twerking or whatever, when she got hyped, then you hear her real voice. So she just switched, and you hear her being cheerful. And I'm like, damn, she really do got two different voices. So that's the different type of ranges and everything. But every song does sound the same. So but also if she's doing it from the muscle and on her own, because of the last, record label that she was with taking everything from her, she probably don't trust nobody to have people supporting in her corner to say, all right, let's go this approach.
It's also like, I know like Juju on the Beat is her main producer that she likes to use. I just feel like, just like with Ice Spice, it's like
Riot,
get a Riot, but we know the same. It's like, I want you to work with different producers so I can actually hear your sound, because Ice Spice has a sound, like
she does.
We already know the party beat.
The drill,
like,
the New York drill music.
It's just
has
like
everything for Ice Spice, correct. And Riot, he's not gonna divulge from that, because that's what he's known for. Just like Juju. Only person who has constantly stayed with that one person and made it successful because of all the owls in the world is Drake and 40. So we get that. He does work with other producers.
He does work with other producers,
but he always stays with him. But that's the anomaly.
Right.
We talked about what had the potential to be the song of the summer, and you mentioned it, and Glorilla. TGIF
Friday, 95 degrees.
Right.
And ain't got me.
And we both talked about this. We talked about this with our whole friends group. Rihanna took that song to the next level, to the point to where, as though I was watching the news right before Biden, to which we'll talk about, said what he had to say. And a U.S. Congresswoman was describing what's going on in the world with the heat wave that we just had, the very last heat wave. And she was talking about how a couple people in a specific area, a lot of older people and the elder were dying. And she was like, well, we could change this if we offered A, B, and C, X, Y, and Z resources, because it's 7 p.m. Friday and it's 95 degrees, and the white congressman was bumping their head. I'm like, yo, she just mentioned Glorilla in the U.S. Congress meeting about the world and all that. So Glow is shooting up there. Rihanna wanted the album to come out. Glow typically has her own stagnant sound as well. I hope she can develop more.
I think with Glorilla, you starting to, I felt like her sound has been elevating. You can hear it with the singles like "Get 'Em Glow," and the "Wannabe" song with Meg, and this song. Like you starting to like she's consistently making hits, and she so far, you know, she's definitely somebody you gotta look out for because she's coming. That was somebody I ain't think was going to come back with some hits, but she coming back with the hits. And I also like that you mentioned the U.S. Congresswoman, because I think in a way we have to make music relatable for everyone.
Correct.
And also you don't know who's watching the television. It was like, 7 p.m. Friday, and they see a headline Glorilla, and they might just pop the song on. You get what I'm saying? That's what brings us all together. And I feel like music is a way to bring people together. But that was dope how they use her lyrics.
Right.
You know.
To keep the ball rolling when it comes to women and women MCs, not too much to talk about. Big Mama, what you gonna do for her birthday? Big Lotto. Big Lotto know what Big Lotto know. I just found out Big Lotto got homeboy name tatted on the back of her neck.
Yeah.
21 Savage. What the hell is going on with this? My young boy told me, like, yo, Big Lotto messed with 21 and got his name tatted. I'm like,
where you been at?
Bro, you know I don't get no that. But damn, Big Lotto.
They keeping that relationship, you know,
because I heard 21 got a wife.
Yeah, but
okay.
I don't want to go.
Sounds like a Tyler Perry movie. But hey, Big Mama, you know what you gonna do for my birthday? You better go to 21.
She got an album dropping 8-9 called Sweet Honey Iced Tea. But I ain't gonna lie, I do like that.
Oh, she the shit.
That birthday song where I like the slower version, and then it ties in Big Mama. But the slower version, I really like that whole vibe of that. So I'm excited to hear what direction Lotto is gonna go into. But shout out to Lotto, we'll be looking out for that.
Well, let's keep the ball rolling with your girl, Sexy Red.
Sexy Red.
I mean,
she
Sexy. The only thing that I'm gonna say, and there's not too much on Sexy, because Sexy is sexy.
Yeah,
she's doing what she got to do. You know, the Chief Keef. I heard about you told me about that. Her with this, and that, another person. I don't care for that too much. Does she the ghetto princess or something now? That's what her chain say.
Yeah.
I don't know. Sexy Red is Sexy Red, but shout out to Sexy because, like, I don't know if it's. I should said it was the year of the male. Or the man or the father figure and all that type of stuff, but women are taking over it, and I don't know where these male artists are, R&B, rap wise, or whatever the case may be. But right now, musically and aesthetically, we are getting females pushing us through this last quarter before it starts. So fall, I need to get somebody better drop an album because Ice Spice album dropped last night at midnight, right?
No, it drops tonight.
I thought it was. I don't know. I thought it was last night. Ice Spice got the
tonight.
Did you dirty or I'ma do him worse? Whatever that song is, it's kind of catchy. But yeah, I thought Ice Spice was dropping tonight. But
tonight.
Speaking of Ice Spice, before we jump into the main musical topic, which is Cinderella City Girl, or what is it called?
City Cinderella.
City Cinderella. Space the Fuck Out moment of the week goes to Ice Spice and her team. Did you hear that, you know, the wigs that she get?
Oh, yeah.
She went through the young lady who is, you know, I believe she's black. They said, oh, I need 19 wigs. Now I need 5. Wigs take a while to make. I know a couple people who make wigs. And they're expensive. 24 wigs, and they burnt her. Did not pay her nothing. This is Ice Spice. So they're like, yo, what's up with the money and all this, blah, blah,
Talking
blah,
about
blah.
She didn't want to pay that much. She had a budget, and she didn't want to pay that much. And then said she didn't want the wigs no more, but you still had to pay her for her time for doing.
So now you just got 24 wigs, right? But then called her the next week and said, "Oh, can you make us one wig? We want one specific wig." So the girl,
but you didn't pay her.
Yeah, for the other ones. Yeah. Man, you better get the hell out my face. Hell no.
But like, you're this big shot caller.
Talk to him, Riot.
She also, and you also the stylist also pointed out that, you know, because a lot of people was pointing out that her wig's starting to look like old Nicki Minaj wigs. So her stylist or her hairdresser or whoever pointed out that she was the one that was like, oh, putting Nicki picture. She was like, oh, I want to wig it like this. Want to wig it like this. So she is trying to mimic old Nicki Minaj hairstyles and, you know.
Well, that's the exposure. Should have paid for
But
them
she said
24.
Diana Ross was, Princess Diana was the inspiration, but the text messages don't lie. She also got exposed by her friend because you remember her and Nicki did a song, the Princess Diana song. And she said Nicki Minaj was, I think, entitled, and she was jealous of her.
Ice Spice said that? Oh, wow. Oh, shit. I mean, oh, shucks. No.
Yeah, so Ice Spice, I don't know. Pick your friends wisely, because
SDFO.
regardless on if
moment of the week,
me and my friend had a fallout, I ain't exposing no messages or anything. That's weird. So pick your friends wisely,
because this is just how it be. Yo, you remember when the Kingpin? Who doing that?
Yeah,
what?
Who does that?
And then 2 weeks later, oh, I was mad at you. Let's get back together. Oh,
Yeah,
no,
that's
this
just-
is over.
no, it's over.
That's over. Then I'm fighting
It's
words.
a done deal.
But I mean, she was the SDFO moment of the week. She had it. Ice Spice, get it
If
together.
I don't understand how celebrities be having so much money and you can't pay. You want wigs for your tour, but you can't pay. I don't know what it was. I think it was like 20,000, whatever it was, 20,000 to pay for your wigs.
But you be on in every video holding up racks and racks of money.
Right.
I know you got to pay people. Listen, one of the most lucrative, smart entrepreneurs out there is Christopher Maurice, right? His middle name Maurice. It begin with an M. Chris Brown.
Oh, yeah.
Christopher M. Brown. Listen.
Oh, Ice. We. All right, go ahead.
Ice Spice. You want to make a little bit of extra money? Go the Chris Brown way. I guarantee all of these dudes out here, these trappers and these drug dealers and these dope boys, you take a picture with them and not getting a little too crazy, but the Chris Brown rule, I bet you be getting damn near 5 racks a picture with Ice Spice.
No,
Young boys is paying all of that money. There you go. And that's how you make your money on the side.
But nobody's paying $1,000 to see Ice Spice. No offense.
To take a picture with her?
Yes. Because when you
if she's twerking on somebody, these young boys might.
No, because when you think of it, there was a time I remember I met Tiana Teller, took a picture, and at that time, this was like pre-pandemic, a meet and greet, depending on the artist, range from 100 to $250, depending on the artist. Nowadays, I also met D26 too. I was only an extra $100, but nowadays, like artists like Chris Brown, you're gonna pay 1,000. Artists like Beyonce, you're gonna pay 1,000.
Yeah.
Usher, those has status. Like even Nicki, like $1,000. Like, but shout out to Chris Brown. I do want to do a shout out to Chris Brown because Chris Brown had an amazing tour that's been sold out everywhere, and not too many people is talking about this Chris Brown tour besides people on the internet, but the media do not like Chris Brown,
of course,
and the powers may be. So shout out to Chris Brown for
bringing
doing an amazing tour.
back.
Bringing entertainment
the artistry
back. And I hear this
show.
tour is actually, I haven't been there, money get a little choppy, so Chris, if you want to send us some tickets, feel free. But yeah, I heard that this particular tour is great from start to finish. So shout out to Chris Brown.
Right. But no, for sure. All right, let's get into it. City Cinderella.
Yeah. So JT released her, her mixtape. She's calling it a mixtape rather than an album.
Correct.
She released her mixtape last Friday. I listened to the whole mixtape in general. I also felt like she should have to capitalize off this moment, and I just feel like artists feels like putting 15 songs on a mixtape or album, whatever. She could have did an EP. And I just felt like a lot of people was praising JT, but a lot of people was like, you know, this is trash and you didn't put too much thought. Like, all right, we waited for this, but there's no anticipation, or it's just like, oh yeah, it's here, it's a moment, but the music is not sticking, you know. So if I, you know, it's 16 tracks.
Yes, 16 too long.
It's like nowadays, like, okay, you could have just released an EP and it could have been, I would say it could have been 8 songs, which you already released. Okay, people rock with okay in a remix, so the remix is counted as a song. But you could have released, you know, okay. You already released Sideways. People was rocking with it. I do really rock with that JT and Stunner Girl, Lemon Pepper. I just like the whole vibe of that song. It just sound like something JT with just lemon pepper wings. It just sounds so raw. Pause. It just sounds so raw.
Sean Combs. This thing.
Another song, Uncle Al. That song, I don't know who's on her team, but I also feel like the videos that she's been releasing although she is putting out the material and the videos aren't the biggest budget, so she's not, and let's be real, like, she's not working with much, but she's doing everything possible with the little budget that she has. So she has been releasing videos for every song and stuff like that. But that Uncle Al song, Summer Almost Over, that song should have came out last month. Instead of okay, what she should have did, release that Uncle Al song, release a nice video with that, and then release okay last minute. I just felt like if the album was 8 songs, included the remix, it would have been a solid project from JT. But people kind of lose focus because there's so much going on in a mixtape where it just like, oh, this song had potential, but it's not. It just sounds like a scrap song. So now you just made another song, just like, oh, I'm not feeling it. And you know, when people not feeling half of the album is trash. You know what I'm saying? But there's like I said, the intro Hope was tough. Lemon Pepper, okay, Sideways, and a lot of people like JT Coming because it got the You Got Served song. But JT Coming, that hook is not it. So they need to fix that hook. I don't know. I don't know if I'll be in the club saying JT Coming. I don't know. It just seemed a little off. Like, so, I felt like the album could have been eight songs. It would have been fine. Like the EP. How about you?
All right. So, of course, I'm letting you know, I don't listen to the JT. I'm not sure if JT was in.
He didn't even know who.
I knew that was Little Uzi Girl.
Yeah.
I wasn't sure if she's the one that was in You People, the movie on Netflix with Lauren London and Jonah Hill.
That was Young Miami.
Oh, that was Diddy Girl. Okay, so
X.
Diddy X. So I didn't want to. So I said, all right, for the sake of respect for what we do, let me listen to this. It's crazy because I did my research. I listened to this twice. And when I read, with everything I get off of Apple Music, it gives a dialogue or description. Yeah. And when it said mixtape, I feel like because so many people talk trash about the City Girls' last album,
and how it flopped.
Exactly. So I feel like her team said, change this to a mixtape so it's not deemed as your album, your solo project. Because if it's a mixtape, people drop mixtapes and then they come out with some bangers.
If it doesn't do well, it's like, it was just a mixtape.
Exactly.
Right.
So the songs that I felt as though was worthy of me listening to, I'll do honorable mentions first.
Okay.
JT Coming was an honorable mention because when I listen to all songs and I break it down, I close my eyes and I listen to the beat. Is this going to be a workout beat? Is this something I'm going to do when I'm folding my clothes in my room or cleaning up my room, doing the dishes, cooking food? something when I'm walking on the treadmill to get me, you know, or the track to get me going. What is the music doing for me beat wise? So I'm like, okay, it got potential. The JT coming, it can be catchy, but it's like
it's kind of it's just not strong. Like
I felt like she was trying to do that because of Wannabe. It was get them glow, go Meg, Cardi, or whatever Cardi said. You know, now she want to have her own JT coming. You dig what I'm saying? So that I was like, no, that's an honorable mention. The songs that I do like that I would listen to is Uncle Al.
Uncle Al is that song.
And I'm like, yeah. Now we talked about the air quotes on sonically. I feel like with every song, I heard the same thing out of JT. I didn't hear a different pitch, a different tone. She just talking about the bitches and the niggas and the monies, and she got her specific sound. But I don't want to hear that every single song. You got the same ad libs in it, like the Migos
and 90s Baby.
90s Baby is good.
That was a.
I had Uncle Al, Red Flowers. I like Red Flowers because of the beat and the flow of Red Flowers, but my favorite song that I would listen to that I might download is Star of the Show. Star of the Show, the second to last one. I rock with that because it sounded like she was going in a different tone, and you got to hear a little bit of conviction and her backstory a little bit where she was talking about some stuff. So I was like, all right, I get it. Then she went back to the ratchetness and the females and all that. But I'm like, that got potential. 90s Baby is all of that because of the, you know, the sample and the nostalgia. And I feel like that's what you have to have a sample. You have to have something throwback, and you have to have something TikTok worthy. Uncle Al is your TikTok worthy. Like you say, you should have dropped that when kids first got out of school. TikTok would have blew that up, and your mixtape would have been up top. Now it's like, bro, we worried about back to school clear book bags and black sneakers and Flynn O'Hara. So
no, for real. And go ahead.
No. I mean, that was my take on JT.
When I feel like female rap is like, in a way, it's prospering and it's the year of the females, but I also feel like that the music, they just flow. They just rap. They don't try to get you excited. I feel like you get that from a Nicki and a Cardi, where you like, oh shit, like, okay, the energy is there, but it's just like some of them just be like, I feel like it's sometimes like JT, I feel like I need you to hit it, but it be off a little bit. And I feel like that's what most of female rappers are. It's like, oh, I hope the project is good, and then when you listen to the project, it's just like y'all rapping, but it's not bringing any excitement to the rap, or oh, I really rock with the song, like you get from a Cardi or a Nicki. It's like they elevate a record. I don't think hearing these females feature on a song, I don't think they elevate a record, and you just be like, all right, they cool, but they don't really elevate it when they feature on a record. You get what I'm saying?
Right. And that's why we did the acronym for episode 5, S.T.U.P.I.D. So we did the air quote for sonically, and sonically, everything that's going on in music that will represent the S out of the stupid. T, we're going to talk about trials, tribulations, trauma, being temperamental. So the T we're going to highlight, and it's going to be something quick, and that is the sports aspect of it with USA Basketball. Now, USA Basketball, they got everybody together from LeBron to Joel Embiid to Steph Curry to KD to Ant Edwards, a.k.a. Michael Jordan, long lost son. So we got Halliburton, Bam, Drew Holiday, Jason Tatum, who just won a championship, and D-Book, Bam Adebayo, everybody. AD, I'm sorry to forget him, but USA is supposed to dominate. They was blowing teams out. They beat Nikola Jokic in Serbia by like 45 points, and Brian had highlights. But then they faced Sudan, a country that doesn't even have indoor gymnasiums, that's still playing outside, that's, begging for America to send them sneakers, and they won by the skin of their teeth by 1 point. You had all of these people at famous podcasters talk about how USA almost lose to the Africans who got the goats running, being disrespectful, but Sudan almost whooped their ass. And it was bad because of that, as well as then they just played somebody, and they almost lost to them as well. And The reason why I brought that up is because USA is supposed to be the predominant, country, always in basketball, supposed to win the gold, and it was Germany, and it was preliminary games and tune-up games and everything. But the reason why I brought this up is because everybody since 2001 knows how much of a LeBron fan I am. LeBron. I'll critique LeBron and talk shit about LeBron when he does horrible, but I will also keep it real and talk about him. And LeBron has achieved so much that when people, including my barber, my cousin, when they start talking about how LeBron is this, and that, I just said, I don't even get upset no more. I used to get upset because I'm like, y'all don't even know this man, but y'all just overlook his positive stuff. But I saw an acronym, which was Thug Life. Now, we all know what Thug Life means, per Tupac, $1.15. But the hate you give is the acronym for thug, and I changed it. The hate you give LeBron is effing, because I'm not trying to curse, egregious. And the hate that you give LeBron in a game against Sudan where they almost lost, LeBron had the game-winning drive. LeBron is 40 years old. LeBron should not, once again, as I said in previous episodes, he should not be the best player on the team when you got 24-year-olds who making $400 million and just won a championship. But LeBron is 40 years old, the best player on the team. He had the game-winning drive. They were about to lose to Germany. LeBron scored the last 11 points. Clutch shots, defense, rebounds. He did everything, and everybody like, oh, it's LeBron. But like Joel Embiid from the Sixers said, this is not the LeBron that was in Miami 10 years ago, the last time they won the Olympics. This nigga old.
Right.
Like, he got to put ice on his knees, and you bump him, he got to get in the ice bath. So he like, the rest of the world is getting better and better. And if we think that it's going to end up with LeBron doing the heroics and having to save us, we in for a rude awakening. We're not going to win the gold. People criticize that, including Stephen A. Smith, but I don't understand how people, first it was as we talked about before, in the beginning of season 1, we talked about, we was in the house, we talked about Bronny and potential going to the NBA, not living up to his dad. Then we talked about the heart situations, and now him in the NBA, and everybody's saying, oh, nepotism or whatever the case may be, whatever the word is, in regards to his dad getting him there. Can y'all just leave this man alone? Can we just appreciate what we have right now before it's gone? Because when it's gone, we're not going to be able to have another LeBron ever again.
I think a lot of people try to hold, again, LeBron to this stature of he can't be no better than Jordan.
Correct.
He can't be no better than Kobe. LeBron has to be below these two individuals. Rather than, surpassing the greats. And I think that people need to understand that there are going to be moments where, our idols will surpass the greats of, the older generation. It's just part of growth. And I think what LeBron, and I think a lot of people's starting to realize that LeBron has freedom in sense of he's so well established that he has a say of what goes on around him. Not a lot of players have that. You know what I'm saying? I think a lot of people envy him because he speaks about things like this, and that they cannot speak things about these. They cannot speak about those things because they might get blackballed or, whatever it is. And I think being so, LeBron has always been that person, or who always had that voice, who's not backing down from nobody, regardless of the situation, regardless on if you're the coach or not. He's going to tell you like it is. And I think a lot of people envy that because they're not able to do that. So I do feel like he does have a lot of backlash that come his way. But if people not talking, then you ain't not doing what they want you to do. So shout out to LeBron.
Heavy is the head that wears the crown, and that's why he puts his crown on.
Right.
But to keep the momentum going with the letter T. Trump versus Miss Harris. Trump versus bullets.
All right, so let's go in terms of the assassination.
Sheesh.
And this is all I'm gonna say allegedly because this is This the conspiracy. And this is, I don't think. Wait, let me rephrase because I ain't trying to get canceled. I don't want nobody.
Right, you saw what happened. You saw what happened to Jack Black when his homie, who he been in the music,
from the video,
Tenacious D,
from what was presented in the attempt assassination. Something rubbed me the wrong way because let's be real. It was a lot of things wrong in that video because if people are shooting, everybody is running. I'm just saying, we be on South Street. And you could be on South Street, you could be downtown. Somebody hear a shot and they don't know where it's coming. Even at the festivals, you hear a shot, everybody is running. Like it just seemed like people just ducked down and were just like, it just seemed a little off. On top of that, what person, first of all, Secret Service took their time getting up to the steps, and also Secret Service took their time to hover over him for him to come back out, for his head to be wide open for another headshot. What Secret Service does that? Like, I know I'm not like that was a little off to me. Like, for him, with blood coming out, like that's just, to me, it's just, it felt like a show. Again, I am not condoning any violence. And I don't think that he should have been assassinated or his life should have been in jeopardy. I don't put people's lives at all. Like I don't play like that. But it was off just to see him parading and Secret Service not even like, yo, let's go. We don't got time for that. Like, your life is on the line. Like, that seemed a little off.
That's we talked about this, and that's how I felt when you first brought that up. And everything that you just said is exactly how I feel. My take on the assassination attempt. Why did it have to be in Pennsylvania? And second, we don't condone that. Trump might call me a nigga. He could call me any name in the book. I don't care. Sometimes I call him an asshole. Sometimes I call him a fool. Sometimes I call him the clown or the jester that's representing the United States. But his life should not have been in jeopardy. It should never be an assassination attempt on somebody. Right. And I feel like the celebrities, people and all of that, no, they should not. Because if that was your family member or somebody close to you, you do not want nobody on a stage where kids are going to look for the rest of their lives in the history books to see somebody get murdered on live TV. Death is already too horrible. So I'm happy that Trump is safe. I'm happy that he was able to recover from this and he only had a nick on his ear. Now, the conspiracy theories that come from them, I feel the exact same way as you. I'm not going to speak on this because, listen, when it gets to what I'm really, really divulging into, I can have no filter on how I feel about something. And I'm not going to talk about this because we will get canceled on it. But I agree with everything that you said. 100%.
And with that being said, Joe Biden has dropped out of
Uncle Joe
race. I felt like we knew it was happening, but I just felt like he should have did it sooner because everybody's panicking right now. And me personally, it's just like we're supposed to vote in November. What month it is? It's July. Literally about to be August next week. So August, September, October, we got 3 months for us to pick who's going to be our next president. The thing about, and I like that a lot of people are parading around Kamala Harris, and I like that, that she's getting the support, and she had made a big record of the most money raised within 24 hours. I think it was 81 million. So there are definitely strength in numbers, and there's a lot we could do where they say there's no money in helping homeless people or just shelters. There's money out there. I also just feel like she is, me personally, I just don't feel like Trump and Kamala are too. I just feel like it would be easy to beat Kamala. I don't know. I just don't feel like that Kamala has that umph
The
in her.
competition wise.
I would rather them to bring Hillary back. I just feel like we need someone who's down with the punches, and I just feel like, and although some people might say, "Oh, you contradicting yourself because you just said you need two people that," I do feel like we need two people that we do not know. But for somebody to go against Trump, I don't think Kamala is that person. I don't think she's that strong enough. I don't think we saw too much of her prove her. Like, I just don't feel like she has a lot to prove. And I just don't feel like she's that one. But everybody's in this crisis right now about Trump not winning. I'm at Trump being the president. And it's just like, at this point, it is what it is. To be honest, I don't even think I'm not a Democrat. I'm not a Republican. I just feel like, also, this is another thing I gotta put, because this came in my head the other day. I'm not in support of pedophiles. So the fact that he was in Jeffrey Epstein's files that were released, and how this woman testified that Trump raped her, but everybody's parading around a man who raped the girl. And you get what I'm saying? Like, this world is so weird, and how he is a convicted, like he is a convicted felon, right?
Correct.
But convicted felons can run for president, but convicted felons cannot vote. Make that make sense.
Exactly.
I also have a problem with the Supreme Court is because, like, even though, like, a lot of people is like, even with the student loan, we was like, yo, the Supreme Court got us. Like, we feel, and when things start coming down, they just made this law where the president is above the law. The president
immunity.
That is freaking ridiculous. Like, that does not make any sense to me. So the president could do a whole genocide and wipe out the whole
Mexicans like he hate,
and just be like, oh yeah, there's no consequence for it. Like, that's just wild to me. Like, nobody should be above the law. So the fact that he is willing to, he don't feel like police officers should stand trial to people that they kill. Like, it's just like stuff like that. It's just like is becoming like a thing where people only care about the money aspect of it, or it's the taxes, or, oh, we got to keep the Republicans happy because if we keep them happy, sorry, Jay, if we keep them happy, then, we'll be fine. No, like, we're supporting a pedophile, a rapist, even though he hasn't been convicted of these things were in Epstein's files, which he said he would open up the case, but he didn't feel too confident because there's a lot of people names that were in these Epstein files. But also, regardless on who wins or not, I am going to vote. But I might vote independent. Who knows?
To touch base on what you talked about, so our acronym was U for and S.T.U.P.I.D. The U stands for the ultimatum that we're put into, and the P that follows right behind it is for the presidential candidacy and the presidential race. So the U and the P, ultimatums with this president. Kamala Harris, yes, she had a history. Montel Jordan wanted to expose her. Everybody wanted to expose her. Call girl, pictures, whatever the case may be. How she got to this point. Do we want everybody to see our dirty laundry? No, shut the hell up.
Does everybody have dirty laundry?
Hell yes. And skeletons.
Right.
So just shut the hell up. I mean, it is what it is. But the ultimatum, like you said, is she the strongest candidate to go up against them? No. Unfortunately, we all seen this in fighting, boxing, and everything. You know that this is a sure win for Trump. This is the easiest race that's ever going to be determined because, one, the simple fact that she says she's black, or if she has black in her, a whole bunch of places that's not going to vote for her. They already dealt with Obama, where they say, oh, we gave y'all one. The next 1,000 years from now, maybe y'all can have another potential black president. They're not going to do that for that sake. So she's just the fluff that was thrown in there. The best analogy I could do was with Creed. With Creed 1, you had the guy who was the champion rather. Sorry, space the fuck out moment. But he was about to go to jail. So they was like, oh, just throw Creed in there because they knew Creed was the easy win for him. That's what Kamala is. Is she strong enough? I don't know. Her team is getting it together right now. She coming out to Beyonce and she's raising all this money. It's all a beautiful win for her. So even in defeat, it's going to be a win for her. But for the country, it's not going to be a win. So I agree with you 100% on that. As far as Trump is concerned with the Epstein, the pedophiles and all this type of stuff, all I'm going to say is this. Like I said, the conviction,
grabbing women by
their vaginas.
Right. So, and the crazy thing is, Kamala, they did like a poll where Kamala Harris had 51, I think it was 51% of women supporting her, and Trump had 49%. That is so wild because he these abortions, these grabbing by the vagina, sexual assault, he's in the Epstein files, females. But nobody seems to care about anything. If that was someone that was black, I'm being honest,
they would have died 5 times already.
No,
they'd have got the gas, electrocution, and when you stand up there
and guess what? If Obama was in office
and did anything
and did what happened January 6th,
Obama whole family would have been taken out, his whole lineage. They would take him out of every history book.
For real. So that's what I'm saying. It's just like, I just don't like, I'm all about fair, and me personally, I'm not rocking with somebody who was, I'm gonna be honest, I'm not rocking with Trump. And I'm not rocking with Trump based off, it's based off morals. So if you find with people touching kids and doing things and touching women by the vajayjay, then so be it. I don't support that. So I am not voting for him. So that's just me. And people need to have some type of morals, because I can't support that, because to me, that's just a little. Again, everybody has dirty laundry, right? Everybody has dirty laundry. But that type of dirty laundry, I just don't, I don't know. It's off for me. And I just think that's weird. And the fact that a lot of women are standing behind that just shows half of the things that some of these women cry about it's not that deep.
Which
is
the I that comes with the acronym in stupid, the immaturity that the world is showing, immaturity for everything when it comes to Biden. Biden had COVID. He dropped out of the race. People are making fun of him and everything. At the end of the day, this was our president. We thought he was going to do something, so y'all was all behind him. But now the immaturity that comes from the world, let alone our culture. And it was funny for the moment, but we always laugh at something. And when he jumped up, raising his fist, now they got him on 50 Cent body. Oh, that's the GOAT, this and that. They made Trump the spectacle for the Africans Americans, because the immaturity that comes from it. Oh, we gonna get a stimulus. Everybody is, like I said, money is the root of all happiness. So when Trump come out with that stimulus and he cutting them checks because he's the new 50 Cent who got a gunshot wound and all of this, got his own album cover.
He did not bring those stimulus out. That was just and I think a lot of people
immaturity
is just like, come on, think and use your brain. Like, Trump did not sign that wasn't Trump. That was just a whole national everybody. Like, and I just felt like a lot of people like, oh, I want the stimulus. Like, we're not in a well, COVID is still a thing, but we're not in a pandemic.
It's not that bad that it was, where it's killing people. So we have vaccines.
I think we need to start using our brain more. And I was never into politics, I'm gonna be honest, but I've been. This is becoming a reality TV show, and I'm just. Even when Biden was in it, I'm just like, this is like tit for tat. Let's go and talk about what we're gonna fix in this world rather than going tit for tat. Part of me, I'm not gonna lie, part of me wants, if Trump wins, I'd be like, all right, we just got 4 years of him, and that's it, because there's no more.
Right,
Like, he'll
right.
do his second term.
And he can never come back.
And he can never come back. And another part of me is like, all right, if he does, if he doesn't win, is he gonna come back after 4 more years and we gotta deal with the same?
Again.
You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm kind of
rather
like,
get it out the way right now.
right. But I'm hearing about this Project 25 and how they trying to take money from out of education, how they trying to
It's gonna affect us.
It just doesn't make any sense, and how they trying to basically the president is going to be the what's the word, dictator for everything that's happening. And Trump sit here and act like, oh yeah, I heard about Project 25, but I don't know anything about it, when there are people on your team that said everything about it. You're just saying it because of the pushback everybody's been giving Project 2025. So you don't want to stand behind it until you're in office, and then you're talking about
or is it something
See,
positive?
I don't like, sometimes you got to see through the bullshit, and a lot of people, I just don't, a lot of people saying with the taxes, it's going to benefit us, but I'm more about just like morals and how the world is going to how the world is going to be with him being president, because I just feel like the hatred is on another level nowadays. And a lot of people support Trump because hatred of others. You know what I'm saying? It's not even, it's not even based off, oh yeah, Trump bringing this and bringing this. It's fueled off hate.
Mm-hmm.
And
not
it's
his
not
merit.
Yeah.
He brings not the accolades.
So, and there was years ago where Trump said if he would ever run for president, he would run as a Republican, because they are the stupidest. And it shows that Republicans are the stupidest, because they feud off hate. And on top of that, I was just watching a video the other day, and this lady who was a Trump supporter said that Obama, she said Biden wasn't the president, Trump was the president. And Obama, and the guy was like, well, if Trump is the president right now, and she was like, Obama is talking into Biden's ear, and that's why our economy is where it's at. And the guy was like, well, if Trump is the president now, then how will Obama be in Biden's ear if Biden's not the president? And she couldn't answer that. I was like, this is stupidity, because it doesn't make sense. Mm-hmm. Biden is the president. Like, you know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. Trump is not the president, but she had no knowledge of what's going on. Even Candace irks the crap out of me. Candace Owens. Mm-hmm. Candace Owens is very smart and intelligent, and there are some points she make valid points, but a lot of the stuff, all she does is find videos of Democrats and then bash it. And it's just like, both sides need to be bashed. You know what I'm saying? Democrats are not acting bright either, and the Republicans are not acting bright.
They're not exempt either.
So it's just like, if we're going to call a spade a spade, and this political race has been a joke. And I just been
over it. Yeah, showing the immaturity of the
I know I
world.
talked too much on that, but
no, you showed, I mean, we touching points on the immaturity of the world, and that's what's going to happen. And that's, like you said, it's a TV show in America, in the presidential candidates, let alone the candidacy, and everything in the White House has become a talk show, and it's a joke. We are the laughing stock, and it's unfortunate because, God forbid, I'm not even going to bring the devil into it and talk about them 3 letters. That's the opposite of raw. We're not even going to talk about that because I don't want to go into this. But I mean, it is what it is when it comes to that. Really quickly, before we get to the last topic, which is the most important topic, which would represent the D in stupid, let's just really quickly touch base on the immaturity that can come from entertainment. Now, when I say immaturity, is the backlash that a director is getting, the backlash that an actor and an actress is getting from a movie role to which you have to sign on to portray and act out. This is not you 100%. This is what you're acting out. And that's Tyler Perry's Divorce in the Black. The most talked about movie right now. Now, you know, Tyler Perry, no disrespect to you. I could care less what Taraji say, this person say. Tyler Perry, I don't really mess with you for multiple reasons. You giving me an opportunity to work with you and all that. I'm going to tell you to your face, I don't really mess with you, but I'm going to work and I'm going to be the hardest worker. You're just going to be my boss. But that movie, you know how I felt about it. We talked about it. We could talk about it a little bit here, but I want your personal perspective after I give my little blurt on how I felt about the movie, how Tyler Perry is getting the immature backlash, Corey Hardrick, and Megan Good.
All right.
Really quickly, I'll say this. Megan Good is a great actress, but her acting was so predictable. I knew everything that she was going to do, how she all of a sudden became the fed up black woman after being stepped on for so long. And I'm like, oh, you took the Tyler Perry role perfectly because of, and I feel like Tyler Perry chose her because of her stance with Jonathan Majors, but that's a whole nother episode. Corey Hardrick, he always has a typecast on what he plays, and because of his personal, with his relationships, the stigma that they have on him, that's why they drilling him in this role. It's, oh, you really like this, you really that evil, because look at what happened in your real life marriage. Don't. Tyler Perry, in that regard, cliche movie that was 1,000% Tyler Perry, because the movie that you told me to watch, the blue color or that joint,
the Jasmine Blues.
Jasmine and the Blues. I didn't know that was a Tyler Perry movie. I don't think that was. I think it was another Tyler Perry.
And
it's a white man.
So, and I wanted to talk about this because the crazy thing is I felt like this is why Tyler Perry makes the content he makes. So first and foremost, I want to give a special shout out to Tyler Perry because a lot of people, a lot of black actors and actresses have been saying he is paying them their worth or 3 times more of what anybody else gives.
Correct.
Them. So we got to give him, credit, because the fact that Corey Hardrick said, yo, he paid me 3 times the most I ever gotten in my career. Mm-hmm. Like, even Megan Good said, yo, he paid me, like, I didn't know what to ask him because I know what I usually get, but I guess Jonathan said, ask him, tell him, like, and he was like, I was gonna pay you that anyway. The fact that he is paying people whatever their worth is amazing. Like, I just gotta give him credit for that. The movie, to me, a lot of people was talking about the first 10 minutes, and to me, the first 10 minutes was predictable, and I felt like it was a Tyler Perry film. Like, I don't know, like, it was kind of, I'm like, this is so Tyler Perry. I don't know, like, there's like them taking the guy out of the casket and cursing, and I just felt like me personally, a lot of people was like, oh, I was so shocked. I was at the edge of my seat, and I didn't feel that way because I was like, this is so Tyler Perry. I feel like A Jasmine Blues was a great movie from start to finish, and I didn't feel, and it was a good movie, but I felt like that movie didn't get too much, praise, or people don't know too much about that movie because they look forward to these type movies. And I felt like what Tyler Perry says is like, all right, I did give y'all a movie, and I try to get the waters wet a little bit just to see what y'all want. And y'all not watching that.
Right.
Y'all not making that top 5. So now I got to make this. And to me, I felt like I wanted more from Megan Good. I wanted more from Corey. It's like they can't do but so much with the script they have. You get what I'm saying? Because even me personally, I wasn't a big fan of that. What was that movie with Kelly Rowland? Mea Culpa. Like, I felt like that was predictable too. Yeah. I want something that, like, I'm really looking forward to that. What's the name? Lee Daniels thriller coming out. I know you saw it, but the budget looks like it's there. It's not that movie you're talking about.
No, I watched it. I watched the trailer.
But it looks like, yo, I don't even know what the movie is about, but it looks like, all right, I'm gonna be on the edge of my seat. Like, give me something where, dang, like Tyler Perry, like, even if it's just one movie a year to be like, yo, I'm at least give y'all one movie that's gonna be a great movie, and I'm gonna have some writers, and it's gonna be good. Like, just give us something, because I feel like you give us a lot of the same material over and over, but just like recycled, and but I always gotta give you props, because again, you give back to your community. You do watch the news, and then you help people that are struggling, that the news story will cover. I like that you pay our actors and our actresses their worth. I like that you give back, but I also feel like with come greatness, there comes criticism and critiques. And I just feel like I recently saw his comment. He was like, well, this is not for them. But it is. I feel like we want to support you as much as we can, but you should be open to critique. And critique is fine, but we don't want the same formula over and over and over and over again. And we do want to see the actresses and the actors that we haven't seen in a long time in these films, but we want the film to be quality, and not taking 3 weeks to film. We want something that's really going to have us edge of the seat and say, yo, Tyler Perry, like he on a different route, and I like the route that he's taking. I just feel like you're not challenging yourself as much, because this is easy work for you. So you're not challenging yourself as much. I don't know. In a way, I feel like Tyler Perry is able to pay people's worth because he doesn't put much into the production of it.
Yeah,
you get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But also, that's my critique with Tyler Perry. I just feel like and I didn't notice, I forgot about Corey being divorced and stuff like that. So it could have been like, yo, those two divorced, and we could do Divorce in Black.
Exactly.
Corey did say he didn't know the title until the reading of it. But yeah, they're divorced. But me personally, Corey is you could tell just by, he's a good man, and you could tell he doesn't. I remember his interview on the Breakfast Club. He would not ill talk the mother as a child, and he all about family. Megan as well, never said anything bad. So you could tell they are very like media trained, but also like whatever's going on in my personal life is my personal life. That's nothing for me to discuss. You get what I'm saying? But yeah.
But then all in all, you're right. 100% it was good. And I mean, like I said, that's a topic we can go more into and talk about more. I mean, we discussed this, our Applebee's runs. We talked about this, and this would be a good topic that we're going to talk about when we go to the Poconos, which we will have, a crazy experience and a very fun experience, and, get some more insight on some more topics that we will have for the show. So coming around fourth base, space the fuck out. I apologize. Coming around third base to come home, we're gonna talk very quickly. And this is out of respect because this is an ongoing thing. But the D in stupid will stand for today for depressed. And the depression that's looming over Chicago, let alone the family of a beautiful African-American woman who called for help 911, and a cop who has worked at 4 different facilities within 6 years, DUIs, assault charges, disrespectful, just pure ignorance, just pure stupidity, killed this young lady in the kitchen. The video was horrific. I don't like watching that shit. My young boy Mike showed me the video while I was in the supermarket, and I really got pissed off. To which I was about to walk out to the supermarket with food. I forgot it was in my hand, but it pissed me off because she's 100 feet away from him, and of course I'm being dramatic, but 100 feet away from him with her fucking back turned, asking for help, and he shoots her in the head. Then the other guy, so scared and everything, let me go get my stuff and go help. No, don't do that. What? And then had the nerve to plead not guilty. I'm gonna leave it at that. God bless your family, Miss Sonia. Listen, I can't say too many things because YouTube would be shut down, let alone this podcast.
Well, the video I saw, I remember she was sitting down looking for her ID. They was asking her for ID from what was told to me, she called them to the house, and that she called them to the house. They were asking for ID and stuff like that. I don't know the whole synopsis of it, but I'm just saying what I saw in the video. They're asking her for her ID. She's like, oh, I don't, like, I'm trying to figure out what my ID. They was like, oh, it might be in your wallet right here. But she also had something on the stove, which I think it was boiling water. Like, you get what I'm saying? Like she probably was making spaghetti or something. And the water was, she was afraid that the water was going to go over. So you could see her take the pot off the stove to go in the sink like regular people do, like to be like, all right, let me put the water in the sink or whatever. The cop backed up like she was about to throw boiling water. She didn't
like
do
his name Al Green.
She didn't do any of this. She didn't do this. She went over to the sink and looked like she looked like she was about to pour some of the water out.
Right.
You get what I'm saying?
Oodles and noodles.
So she was like, why are you backing up? Like, he was like, oh, I thought you was going to throw, I think he said, I thought you was going to throw the water at me or something. She was like, I rebuke. She was like, I rebuke. And he was like, I'll shoot you in the fucking, like, all that for I rebuke you. That I rebuke you is not,
immaturity. That's what it is. He don't know his English.
He didn't know what it meant, and he saw it as attack. And he shot her in the head. Like, bruh. And when you see, you also see the video, the aftermath of the whole entire like police force is outside, right? And he's out there still talking trash, but the whole police station is just quiet and just like, dog, you a fuck. We getting you. How I felt like the energy outside was like, dog, you a fucking ignorant. We don't want you here. Because the fact that because he said, oh, she tried to throw boiling water at me. But it's like the fact that you talking about the dead like that, and you coming out saying, you the victim. Everybody was just looking like the whole scene looked like the police force was just sad. Like, what just happened? Like, how? And then you're still using profanity and stuff. Like, you don't do that.
Ignorant
representation. Even rather, just say I'm like, please open up, and you just run out of the door, and I start shooting. I'm shooting because I'm scared at that moment, and I shot you. I'm not ever going to be like, that person effing deserve it. That person literally tried to run against me. I would have just said, yo, like, that person ran out and I didn't know what I was doing and I shot. Like, just be honest about stuff. And I just feel like when you honest, just show what type of person you is. The fact that you lie and it was on camera.
But that's the malicious hatred that came from it. The cops and all of them knew, like, that's Chicago. They still have gang work there. Like, it's serious than it. So if you don't think that's something crazy, and I'm not going to speak on the devil again, but listen, them cops knew what the future is holding for them. Yeah. And like I said, it's still going on right now. It's a very, excuse my language, it's a very fucked up situation. It's depressing. And I don't want to, if you don't know what rebuke means, that clearly means you don't go to church. Because it's a church word. Yeah. And she's rebuking you. She's not giving you no time. Listen, I don't want to talk about it. I know that this was an amazing episode that was very depressing. The world is going into the phase of being very stupid because of the spectacle that the show that we're putting on. We do look like the clowns of the world right now. When we were the dominant, we were sitting on top of Mount Olympus. And in order for this to change, we got to start at home and get our stuff together internally. And that's with being, holding ourselves accountable, doing what we got to do. And I mean, maybe the whole world need to do talk to me nicely and do 3 feelings, check in, goals and aspirations. I don't know, but as with always, we do stuff outside of the show. We talk about things on Instagram, and we're going to get better at it, and we're going to have more polls coming up, and we're going to have clips and everything. But ultimately, we want you to like, comment, and subscribe. We want you to become a Smartian and, talk about some things with us that we can build up on and have this for the next episode. And then one day when we get to the point where we have a live taping, where we have people in the audience who's going to come up with their own questions and everything. But ultimately, this wouldn't be possible without you guys supporting us. Thank you to everybody, including Engineered by Dre. You don't know how much I can't wait. And this will be on our channel when we do meet up with this guy and have an opportunity to thank him and everything for the amazing merch that we have that you will see I'm about to put on. But other than that, I felt great about this.
Yeah.
I'm appreciative for the Philly podcast space that always treats us like we are home away from home. You guys, today was a great day. It was much more that we could have talked to. We tried to cram it all in, but any insights or questions or comments or concerns, you can hit us up. We'll talk to you guys. We'll respond and everything. We look forward to rocking out with y'all. You will see the links on here for you to check out our last episode. And other than that, any closing remarks, anything you got to say?
Wakabi Wasta.
Shout out to America for not knowing that Palessi, the new boutique, was Payless, telling people that their $35 shoes was worth $700, and the white folks and all the fake fashionistas talk about something. This is the best quality in the world. I'm gonna buy me 3 pairs, until they took the sign down and said, "Oh, this is really Payless." Yeah, y'all just follow the leader and just follow the trends.
Yeah, so
space the fuck out moment for the world.
So Gucci, their shoes actually be $20.
I don't know about all of that, brother.
Yeah.
Shout out to the Disney Gucci pack.
Those tough though.
Appreciate it.
Yeah, got it.
Thank you.
Thank you. Signing out.
Arrivederci.